What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott, and welcome to the Scott Report. The production of anime, much like everything else in the world this year, got hit big time by the drastic effects of the coronavirus. And because of that, there's only around 30 anime coming out total in the summer season. That's half of what we usually get in the past years. Last time it was this slow had to be around, I would say, 2010. With that being said, it did, however, make it a little bit easier to narrow down what I'm watching for the summer 2020 season, which isn't a lot, but here are the ones I'm most excited for. Welcome to my most anticipated summer anime of 2020. We're kicking things off with a series that I'm most excited for, but the wind has kind of been taken out of my sails because this show is in Netflix jail. Great Pretender is Wiz Studios' next outing, and it's an anime original. As you guys know, one of my favorite anime franchises is Lupin III. I absolutely love heists and getaway stories, and Great Pretender is right up my alley. This story centers on Masato Edamura, a con man who may have finally met his match when he tries to run game on an even bigger con man named Laurent, and his partner in crime Abby, who is absolutely adorable. He has a bone to pick with the Mafia as well, so that's going to make things really interesting. As far as things go with Edamura, how do you con a con man? The two must work together though to land a big score when trying to catch each other at the same time, so the cat and mouse game is what I'm really looking forward to with this series. Great Pretender seems lighthearted and funny on the surface, and it also gives off a Hollywood heist film type of feel, which is perfect for the summer season. And these type of shows almost always have a great OST as well. I can see this also taking a very dark and mature tone as the stakes get higher later on in the series. It's going to be a pretty lengthy ride too, as it's set for 23 episodes, so I bet we're in for quite a ride. Unfortunately, there'll be quite a wait with Netflix and how they do things in America when it comes to anime, and if you're trying to go completely legal with watching this series. Plus, a vast majority of the series takes place in America, or at least the first, I would say almost half of it, so it feels like this is a type of series that I would enjoy more dubbed, or I would have a better experience for it, because that always seems to be the preferred way to watch things with different nationalities. But we'll just have to be patient if we want to wait on Netflix to dub it and go that route, if you're trying to stay completely legal, which I would say once again. The biggest selling point of all is the cover of the infamous song The Great Pretender, which was by the Platters. This is the ED for the song, and it is done by none other than the legendary late Freddie Mercury, another checkmark for my favorites when it comes to performers. So with this series, it just hits a lot of things that I just absolutely love. Great Pretender is currently airing in Japan via Netflix. When we'll see it, who knows, but I'm game either way. Next up is Decadence, another anime original, and this one's coming from Studio Nut. Man, I haven't heard from these guys since Yojo Senki, another series I really enjoyed, by the way. And it reminds me of when this channel was at its peak. Decadence is an action-adventure sci-fi series and is being directed by Tachikawa Yuzuru, who also directed Mob Psycho 100 and Death Parade. Not too much is known about this series, but it once again will take us into a dive of a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is almost extinct. The humans that remain reside in an air fortress to protect themselves from an unknown life form. In this world, you're either on the front lines of the fight, or you depend on those that do. A chance meeting between an optimistic girl named Natsume, who has a dream of becoming a fighter, and a warrior named Kabagari, who's more of a realist, will take us on a ride which looks absolutely stunning visual-wise. It has a sci-fi tag, so I'm interested in seeing how far this series will go in a genre that is also almost extinct. Perhaps this will be a hidden gem like last summer's Astra Lost in Space? Decadence will stream on Funimation, which, much like Astra, will need a lot of help when it comes to getting the series noticed besides the big name that's directing it. I love Funny, but they aren't the best when it comes to pushing their series. If Decadence is a winner, we're going to have to hope for more influencers to watch it. Thus, this is the plight of the responsibility of the AniTuber. Decadence airs on Funimation starting Wednesday, July 8th. Next is Gbit, which is the third series in a row in this list as an anime original. This action horror series has quite a bit of hype around it. As for me, I'm just here for the cool looking sword boy. Taking place in the not so distant future of 2030, a samurai and a ninja travel from the Edo period into the future to stop a virus that mutates people into monsters, and they're different depending on their genetic makeup. What attracts me the most about this series is the old school look and feel of it. It's like they mashed Ninja Scroll and Basilisk together and put it in a post-apocalyptic setting. With action, adventure, and horror for the tag, I'm sure it's going to be bloody if anything. But will it live up to the hype? We'll just have to see. Gbit airs Wednesday, July 8th. Now it's time for the Return of the King, the real series we've all been waiting for, and that's ReZero, starting life in another world season 2. 2016 was one of the biggest years in anime history, and this series is responsible for maybe 60% of it. If you haven't seen ReZero, you've either been living under a rock for 4 years, or you simply just don't want to watch this classic, and I seriously doubt your taste in anime. ReZero started back when I first started making content for my channel, and I was bringing out videos almost daily. So for this to be returning, even though I say it a lot, it's really making me consider doing weekly episode discussions again. But I really have more of a personal attachment to this series if anything. Because of this series, I met so many Anitubers that I'm honored to call my friends, like the entire Isekaiwa podcast crew. The 4-year wait for it to return seemed like an eternity, and for it to be delayed for another season due to the COVID virus was heartbreaking. We all watched this anime as a community together. We started and probably stopped reading the web novel together. We theory craft together, and together once again we'll suffer right along with Subaru as he has to relive despair over and over and over again. ReZero Season 2 begins, you guessed it, Wednesday, July 8th. Next up is Sword Art Online Alicization, War of the Underworld. The third season of Sword Art has redeemed the franchise at an amazing rate. The things that held it down still rears its head every now and then, but the biggest factor is that it managed to take Kirito, who was really a walking Deus Ex Machina, and made him more human and dare I say beatable in this season. And having that lead into his characterization is what made it great. Then they brought back his Mary Sue fiance, and all the time and investment that we put into Alice is probably going to go to the wayside as she's going to be relegated to just harem, unfortunately. But hey, after being delayed like everything else last season, we're finally getting the fourth and final core of the best season of SAO. And everyone else who's been downgraded to sidekicks are coming back too, so imagine that. I know it sounds like I'm ragging on SAO, but I can't stress enough how excited I am for it to be back for the last core. Alicization ends just as great as it started, only light novel readers know for sure. I can't wait to find out when the final core of Alicization airs on Saturday, July 11th. The last anime that I'm looking forward to in the summer comes from Crunchyroll once again, with the highly anticipated webtoon adaptation of God of High School. Tower of God didn't captivate me as much as I thought until the second half, mainly because Bomb's development was, it was just taking far too long. God of High School though? Judging by the trailers, it looks like this is a series that knows what it is, and it knows exactly what it wants to give you, and that is straight up fighting. Of course, My Anime Horizons is far more than battles, but this series is maybe exactly what we need right now. Straight up hands and cool characters to get our minds off of everything going on and just enjoy it for what it is. I've held off reading the webtoon on this series for years, and now that it's animated, I'm even more excited. God of High School focuses on Jin, a Korean high school student and a Taekwondo master who enters a tournament to determine the strongest of all high schoolers. However, there is more to this tournament than meets the eye, or that Jin could ever imagine. MAPPA has been on a roll this year with their productions. They gave us Dorohedoro to kick the year off. They're also adapting the anime for Shonen Jump's next big thing with Jujutsu Kaisen. They're also confirmed to bring us the final season of Attack on Titan that's coming this year as well. They are one of my favorite studios and I place them pretty high, maybe even top 3 at the current state. And God of High School to come out in the summer, this may very well be the year of MAPPA. If anything, God of High School looks to be a wild ride. God of High School premieres on Crunchyroll at some point. It has to be coming soon, right? But as of this recording, we don't have a date. And that is it for my list of my most anticipated anime of summer 2020. It looks like all the anime that I picked is coming out on the same day, which is another plight of being a seasonal anime watcher, which is not getting burned out trying to watch everything at the same time. Let me know what some of your favorites are in the comments below. And as always, if you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell as well so you can get notified whenever I drop my next feature. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.